channel and welcome back to a brand new episode of The People's Diary, where we discuss everything that I'm very glad I haven't done. This episode is holiday related, so we're going to be discussing all things Christmas, New Year's, everything sinful that happened over the holiday period. So for this one, I will warn you, we are going back to my roots. I'm not holding back. So if you are easily offended, definitely click off this video and I will see you in the next one, I guess. I know what's coming, and I generally think this is probably the worst confession I've ever received. This goes without saying, by the way. If you do want to confess anything to The People's Diary, then definitely click the link in the description. It's completely anonymous and you basically just get to vent every single problem that's ever been on your mind, any confession you've been keeping that's been crippling you alive, and we read it anonymously on this channel and we laugh about it. I'm pretending to be in love with my girlfriend and spending Christmas with her, who has cancer, so that she can say that she's had a relationship before she dies. I don't know if you're doing justice here or if that's really I feel like I feel guilty for that. But you are doing a nice thing. They do say Christmas is the time of giving. It's giving, it's giving, it's giving. Last New Year's, my family came round to visit as they all live quite far and we don't see them very often. Everything was running smoothly until my older half-brother said that he needed to use the toilet and went upstairs. We don't have a toilet upstairs. I was just thinking, oh, he'll be back down soon, when I realised he was up there for a good 10 minutes, and me being the curious 15-year-old I am, I went upstairs. He had two phones, one in his hand and the other one on his nightstand in my bedroom. He was an OnlyFans creator. We don't judge. But he was making things for his account in my bedroom. My older half-brother was beating his meat into the mirror in my bedroom. When he saw me, he didn't stop. I went to go downstairs and he told me to wait. I looked at him and he said, "It's easy money." And I responded with, "Maybe just don't do it in my bedroom, where in every single corner of around the room there's photos of my dead dad." I'm not laughing because it's funny, but I am laughing because it's funny. And then after that he still carried on. I just went downstairs and acted as if nothing happened. How? I mean, you're clearly very traumatised from that. I would be too, and I think it's absolutely disgusting on his behalf, and I really hope you're okay. I didn't mean to laugh. That was just instinct. I don't know what happened there, sorry. I mean, he could at least give you a percentage of the cut, you know? You're giving him studio space. As for 50%. I bought myself a strap-on for me to use on my girlfriend, but I accidentally gave it to my mum for Christmas. I'd wrapped the wrong finger. Safe to say she was traumatised. You know what, if I was a mum and I'd received a dildo on Christmas or a vibrator or just any kind of sex toy, I'd probably say thank you. You know, it's all about self-love, guys. And do you know what? I think we should probably normalise this, especially if your parents are single. I feel like we should normalise making those gifts. It's not a shameful thing, you know? I personally wouldn't buy it my mum. Would I? If my mum was single, I probably would buy it her. Depends how close you are. I don't think that's as embarrassing. Depends on your family situation. I f***ed up. I may be losing my job today, 4 days before New Year's, because I f***ed my manager in the staff room on a night shift. That is some fantasy shit. That's not even embarrassing. I don't think you'd be losing your job today, because surely your manager is gonna like it. I don't think you're losing your job, babe. I think that'll probably happen again sometime. I was just turned 16 with my ex-boyfriend and we were together for 5 months. We went on a walk Christmas Eve down this really quiet road. We decided we really wanted to do the deed, so we went behind a tree. Okay. Do you know what? I've never had sex outside. I've never had sex in like a risky place. I feel like I need to do that at some point in my life. Oh, I didn't mean to say that so just abruptly. I don't like that word. We're gonna change it. His dick was at the entrance. The vagina. But a car was coming our way, so we had to pull. Right, the way you've worded this just makes me feel really uncomfortable. Basically, a car was coming and they had to, like, you know, quickly get dressed and pick up their dog. Your dog? Why are you in front of your dog? That's like a child. The car didn't see us, it was so close, but basically it was out in the open. It makes me cringe every single day thinking of us running half naked back to the house. Fair enough, my poor dog. I then broke up with him the month after. I mean, that's pretty rogue. To want to like have sex with someone outside, I feel like you have to like them a lot. So for you to then break up a month after, interesting consensus. The poor dog. I don't feel sorry for anyone in that situation but the dog. My dad has been cheating on my mum since I was 8 and I only just found out. That's very rough. Recently he promised us that he had lost contact with the woman and had chosen us over them and that he'd stopped seeing her. But it was actually a lie. He was lying the whole time. Throughout Christmas, New Year's, everything, he was lying. On New Year's, my mum was very drunk and told me that she saw him with her and confronted them. Then, why am I reading? Why am I reading this like I'm fucking dyslexic? Then the next day, New Year's Day, nobody acted any different. My dad doesn't know that I know about the most recent affair and I'm really struggling having him around. This isn't really a confession, I just wanted to share this in case anyone else could relate. So if you has, I wanted to put this in there because I know a lot of people find the holidays super difficult, and I feel like this is just a perfect example of just how difficult Christmas can be. Obviously every single person goes through different problems. I feel like Christmas is so hyped up and there's so much pressure for it to be so incredible and amazing, but a lot of the times it never is. So this is just your reminder on the holiday season to go super easy on yourself, and remember it's just another day of the year. Whenever I find something really difficult like birthdays, Christmas, New Year's, everything like that, I just tell myself it's just another day, and if I can get through all the rest of them, I can definitely get through this one. If it does feel difficult for you, then don't submerge yourself in it. You're not Scrooge, you know, you're not a bore for not wanting to go out and get drunk and all of this. You're hurting and that's okay. So I think me and you both need therapy as New Year's resolutions. Maybe we can go together. Cute, okay. On Christmas Day, with my mum, my boyfriend, my nan, my granddad and my uncle, oh my god, that would be like my family situation. Cute. I accidentally said that my mum's boyfriend was fingering me when I just meant that he was sticking his middle finger up at me. I'm traumatized. Yeah, I would be too. I would never be seen again. I fell out with my cousin at Christmas because she decided it would be a great idea to put raw eggs in my brand new Jordans, bitch. And then when I put them on, I'd ruin my Jordans and had eggy feet. I feel like that's a good prank. I might do that on one of my housemates. I think, ooh, this makes me feel really uncomfortable and I've got shivers. I fingered myself under a blanket when I was in the car with my family and my brother was sitting next to me. Hope you have a good Christmas, Haz. Thanks, babe. Thanks so much. You're so kind and considerate, I can tell. Ooh. Oh my god, that just makes me feel sick because it's like, I know your family aren't involved. It's not like having like intercourse with your brother, but to me, that is the equivalent to you f***ing your brother. Not gonna lie. And that makes me feel sick. On New Year's, I was with my best friend of my entire life. She was there when I was born. She's 2 years older than me and we were both drunk. We were lying in bed chatting and she goes to kiss me on the nose. After 2 minutes of doing this, what, 2 minutes of kissing you on the nose? Wouldn't that just be really awkward? I can imagine just sitting there like, are you done? You're not done, okay. It's just my nose is getting like a little, okay, you're not done. Like what the f***, that's a really awkward situation. Anyway, she then goes to kiss me. I don't like how you wrote this either. With tongue. Smash him. Her brother then called her and she had to go, but I really wanted her to finger me. Some people are too open on this app, you know? Some people are too open. Maybe just try it again. Maybe just go for it again. My first kiss was my girlfriend under the mistletoe. Okay, so this one I put in is really sweet. I just wanted to show you the comparison of my audience, okay? You guys are strange. So we have my first kiss was my girlfriend under the mistletoe, super cute. I kissed my cousin under the mistletoe last year. What kind of kiss we talking? We talking a friendly little, no still. I wouldn't be kissing any cousins. I wouldn't be doing that personally. Just my personal preference. One time me and my oh god, it's cousins again. What is it with cousins, man? One time me and my 2 cousins were playing in my grandparents' backyard and it was raining. We were probably like 7 or 10. Okay, we need to be super careful with this question. Since it was raining, there were worms, so we decided to make a worm farm. Okay, I don't think this is gonna be too bad. As one does. Yeah, I mean, I used to make woodlouse houses and stuff when I was younger and collect ants, so I don't think that's that weird. We kept them all in planter boxes and every once in a while one would die. A couple of times we thought one was pregnant. I don't really know how we determined this. I absolutely have no idea. So when it died, we chopped it in half with a tiny shovel and squeezed out its insides to get the baby out. God, I feel sick. We always gave them a nice burial, but it was just still so horrible. Me and my cousins still laugh about it every year around the Christmas dinner table. Ooh, I think that's a bit of a weird topic around Christmas dinner. Ew. I don't know if this is a sign of a serial killer or not. I'd love to say it isn't, but that is, I think. I mean, I didn't kill my woodlouses. My poor little woodlouses. The majority that I did was I used to watch them curl up into a little ball and sometimes I'd flick them, but they'd still be alive. I love woodlouses, man. They were cute. Just before Christmas 2020, I was in my flat and someone buzzed to enter our building. I just assumed it was a delivery driver, as it's usually only ever a delivery driver or a takeaway person knocking on the door. I let him in. I then received an email from my landlord a couple of hours later, but it was addressed to every single person in the building, saying that somebody had let a stranger into the building and they had stolen stolen. And they had stolen all of the parcels from the lobby the day before Christmas. I wonder how many people didn't get their presents last year because of me. I mean, I don't think that's your fault. I used to sometimes, if someone would call my flat, like, I just assumed they'd forgot their keys, and sometimes I would let them in. But on reflection, that's very bad, because if someone had a stalker and they were just calling every single flat to get let in, that is quite bad. So from now on, I won't ever do that again. Thank you for that. I mean, we've all learned something today. Don't let strangers into your building. No, because this actually hurts when I think about it. You guys are so dramatic. I was in the school choir and doing a Christmas carol concert in front of all of the mums, dads, teachers and kids. I remember my mum and her friends were all stood waving at me, and I waved back all excited. Turns out my skirt was tucked into my pants the whole time, and I had my flower pants on. Super cute! I personally wouldn't remember that if that happened to me. I'm sure I probably shit myself in front of people when I was younger. I can't remember it. You've got a good memory. I'm really, honestly. My best friend moved 4,000 miles away, and I thought we were just best friends living and thriving until she told me that she was in love with me the day before she left, which obviously completely confused me because I didn't feel the same. I did the whole shitty like, oh, thank you for telling me, and left it at that. And we basically barely spoke after that until a few months later on Christmas Day, we started texting again, and I confessed my love for her. The only problem was I didn't actually feel anything for her. Oh babe. I felt really bad, but I didn't want to lose our friendship. Long story short, we basically had a really weird online relationship for almost a year until she started pissing me off and I just stopped talking to her. We left things on kind of a bad note, and now I just really miss my best friend. Even now, whenever I do anything, I automatically think, oh my god, I can't wait to tell her, and then I realise that I can't. I feel so bad for lying about my feelings about her, but I thought it was the only way that she would still talk to me. See, it's a difficult one because you did try and go down the route of like, oh, thank you for telling me. But subconsciously, you probably were like weirded out and didn't speak to her too. She probably also felt rejected, so didn't speak to you either. That is a very sticky situation that I would not want to be in. I mean, you've lost her now anyway because she pissed you off, so who's the winner? Nobody. I was staying at my granddad's and my dad's girlfriend complimented his socks. They were Christmas themed. The next morning, I went downstairs to find his... Sorry? Right. Let me process this. She was staying at her granddad's. The dad's girlfriend complimented the granddad's socks. They were Christmas themed. They were probably quite cool. The next morning, she went downstairs to find her granddad's pants on the floor and the Christmas socks behind the sofa. Oh my god, no, wait, no, I f***ed that part up. The next morning, she went downstairs to find her granddad's pants and Christmas socks behind the sofa. I feel like maybe you're looking into it just a little bit too much, because maybe he was just... You know, I chuck my clothes in random places sometimes. Not necessarily my pants and socks. Maybe you did read it right. Maybe you're not overreacting. I know some people's dads are hot, but not when they're a granddad. I'm not kink shaming, but for me, I like my men the same age. When I was younger, I opened the Christmas present I got from my grandparents and I let the money fall out. I then rewrapped it and played dumb and ended up with another £20 the next day from them. That's stealing, that's mean. Not on the grandparents. It was your parents, not the grandparents. Oh, they're so innocent and cute. At Christmas, the last one before my parents' divorce, they dressed up as Mr. and Mrs. Claus, and me and my brother just thought it was a really embarrassing Christmas thing until I walked in on them doing it and taking dirty photos. That is not something you want to see. I'm quite lucky. I never walked in on my parents. But then they did break up when I was quite young, so maybe that's why. Divorce kid things. I got a job when I was 16 and I had to work there for quite a while until one of my managers had texted me when he was drunk. From this text, we ended up sleeping together whilst on shift. And then I realised he had a wife and kids. Oh shit. When it came to Christmas, he used to bribe me with new trainers for keeping his secret. I no longer work in there. I have his wife on Facebook and I feel guilty because now they have 2 children and I've never said anything. I would say something. Oh my god, he literally slept with a minor. Well, technically, you're of legal age, so like you're not a minor, but because he's like got a family and shit, I would say that is. Isn't it whenever you're over 18 and the person's under 18, that's where there's an issue? I personally would. I'd drop a little message, just cheeky one, because if it was me and that was my partner, I would want to know so that I'm not with a fucking dirtbag. So gross. Just stick to one person, it's not hard. I did ecstasy caps at my boss's house with my co-workers during our Christmas party last year. You're so fucking cool. I can hate drugs. I'm not in school, by the way. I'm 24, just so I would say, because I know you get a lot of messages from younger people. Thank you so much. I love when people include their age, because a lot of people speculate that they're younger and they think that I'm weird for reading it. I'm just reading confessions, guys. Me and my ex-boyfriend had a very on-off relationship, and this one time we got back together before Christmas, spent Christmas together, did presents, the lot. We were so happy, and then in January he had to go back to Canada and work. He was in the army. He went away and we were still together after a couple of days of him being there, and then he completely blanked me, blocked me off everything, and had no contact with me for weeks. What? A few weeks later, I was having a stalk on his sister's Instagram and noticed her liking / talking to someone else from Canada. I went on her profile, and lo and behold, pictures of my boyfriend with a Canadian girl. He'd only gone and got himself a Canadian girlfriend. No, I'm pissed. Without even acknowledging that our relationship was over. I feel like this has happened to me. Worst thing is that when he came home, we still hooked up all the time. We're not together now though. I'm engaged with someone else. Okay, good on you. Oh, and they've just had a baby. I'm so happy for you. What a piece of shit. What a piece of shit. Especially because you're like being so supportive, being like, yeah, I'll stay with you while you go in the army. Yeah, of course, I know the risks. Yeah, I'll look after our kids at home. That is such a dedication. Being an army wife is such dedication, because obviously you know the risks. You know what could happen. Shutting yourself off from anybody, you're not having the constant attention, them constantly being there. Do you know what I mean? Oh, what a piece of shit. You have someone, stay with them. It's really not fucking hard. It's mean, because as single people, we can't get anyone, okay? So don't be greedy. Last year at my Christmas ball, I was flirting with my PE teacher for the majority of the evening. So that means you were coming out of school, because it's your Christmas ball. So it'd be like, no? Am I getting this wrong? No. Okay, I'm getting that wrong. I was flirting with my PE teacher for the majority of the evening until he pulled me aside and told me that I look sexy. That's not good. The next thing you know, we're getting off in the toilets. Whoa, he was 21 and I was 17. Still, abuse of power, okay? That is teacher-student conduct out the window. So if he was outside of school and he wasn't your teacher, that's your choice. I mean, a lot of people would still say that's really weird, but it's your choice. I want to know your opinions actually, guys. Do you think it's weird for a 21-year-old to date a 17-year-old? Because personally, I do. Only because I think you're just at very different stages of your life, and I couldn't think of anything worse than doing that personally. But I just want to know your guys' opinion. I was only tipsy and I couldn't help thinking about how risky it was, considering we had multiple people, including our teachers, coming in and out the toilets to use them. Still to this day, no one but me and my best friend know, and it's really awkward seeing him around school knowing that we are both extremely sexually attracted to each other. Ew. I mean, I can't encourage it. I can't encourage that, babes, because it's illegal, you know? There was actually a situation at my school once where, oh my god, I think it's similar. The student was like 17, 18, just about to leave, and the teacher was like 24. I'm pretty sure they're still together. Are they? I will have to loop back with you on that one. I think they are. So to clarify, I'm really glad that I've not participated in any of these myself, but I love hearing them, because guys, it really makes me feel better about my life. If you do want to confess anything else to the People's Diary, then definitely leave it in the link down below. There is also the Tub Talks if you have any dilemmas that you want advice on. I mean, I'm not a professional, but I can give you my shitty advice from life experiences. Ta-da! Apart from that, groovy girls, I love you all so much, and I will see you in the next video. Oh my god, happy new year. Am I stupid? How did I just not address that the whole time? Maybe I had a good Christmas as well. I'm shit at this. Right, bye, love you.